Hey friends, this is Rakesh and welcome to my channel, the Canada Visa. And on my channel you can see lots of videos about any of the Canadian visas, like particularly about permanent resident visa, which is Canada PR visa, the famous one. And you can see some of my videos that I've created so far here, like uh, process about Ontario, some of my private videos as well, like driving in Canada, the experience of driving in Canada, how I got a job in Canada, moving out of one province to another one, and what can be a simple formula to achieve your permanent resident process. And the last one, I think, about Saskatchewan immigration, which is very easy, just to get 60 points out of 100 if you want to apply for permanent provincial nomination program. Saskatchewan is the one to go. But yeah, other videos are also there. It's like about 16 or 17 videos are there, so you can go subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and you can also press the bell icon so that you can get new videos whenever I upload any new videos about Canada immigration. So let's start today's video. Today's video is about how to get a study visa in Canada. And let me tell you, this is very simple, and within 4 weeks, just within a month, you can get a study permit. And after getting a study permit, you can come to Canada on a study basis whenever you want to. So those who want to come to Canada very early, just get a study permit. But now there are lots of confusion about which study program do you choose in Canada, and how should you prepare for that. So let's start. It's a simple thing. I always start by just going to Google. So let's just start. What do you need to write? Let me go back on my browser. There you go. Study permit Canada. Very simple, 3 words. And the first link that you will get, this is a link to Canadian official website, which is canada.ca. Just click on it, and after that you will find lot many links on the canada.ca website. Don't have to worry about the other links. You just have to go through when you need to study, what you need to study in Canada. Just click on that, and as you can see that first of all, you have to check out if you're eligible or not. You are eligible, just want to study in Canada. Let's just say that you just done your 12th or high school, and you want to study into Canada. So there's some of the programs you can check on this site, like what is a study permit and why do you require it. Study permit is for those ones who want to study in Canada, and make sure you just study into those institutions which have their DLI number, and DNI means designated learning institutions in Canada. While studying in Canada, you must, in a study permit, you must always be enrolled in a DLI, make progress towards completing your program. You should choose your program that you're interested into. If you're interested into an MBA program, just go for the MBA program. But remember, if you will study for less than a year, you will not be eligible to get your post-graduation work permit, which is called PGWP. So that is very necessary when you complete your degree or diploma or anything. To get work permit, you have to complete your degree of at least 1 year. If you complete your degree of at least 1 year, you'll get 1 year of diploma or 1 year of work permit. But if you let's say if you go for 1.5 years of degree or 2 years of degree, you will get 3 years of work permit. But the problem is, this institution that you've chosen should be a good university, and they should have a DLI number, and this institute should be a SPP. It should not be a non-SPP. So what is SPP and non-SPP, you will get to know later in this video. Just check out that if you're eligible or not, and how long can you stay in Canada with a study permit. Let's see. If a study permit is usually, everything is given here. This is really that simple. A study permit is usually valid for the length of your study program. Whatever the length of your study program is, you can stay there, and plus extra 90 days so that you can find your job maybe, or you can extend your stay. If you want to study more, you can apply for extension of your visa. So let me just dive into how you can get a study permit. So we just go to the second link, apply for a study permit. First of all, before applying, you have to get an acceptance letter from any of the institution, any of the university or college which has its DLI number, designated learning institution. When you click on this link, you will get to know how many institutions or university or colleges are there in Canada which is affiliated, which has a particular DLI number, which is from which you should get an offer letter. So offer letter, getting an offer letter is the main thing. This is very simple. You can choose your destination, and you can find out the number of colleges. So these are the number of institutions in Canada. There are many actually. You have to choose the good one. You have to think about your study program, which field of study you want to go into. You want to go to mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, computer engineering, or you want to go to finance program in MBA, MHRM, Master of Tourism Management, Hotel Management. You have to go through research, do your research. Do not go for any simple colleges, because I've seen in Ontario, especially in Brampton and in many areas, that many of the people go for the small colleges and they just want to come to Canada. Maybe that's why, I don't know, but you have to choose some good institutions so that you get a good study, as well as you will get your temporary work permit, so that you can work in Canada for at least 3 years. Or if you decided to go for you've decided to study in only for 1 year, you will get 1 year of work permit. Getting a work permit is very important, because you obviously want to live in Canada, want to work in Canada, and want to earn dollars, Canadian dollars obviously. So make sure you choose an institution which has a DLI number, and you search about it on the Google, on the internet, especially on this website, and you will see that are these of the institutions provide PGWP programs or not. So you can see that all of the institutions does not provide a post-graduation work permit. So that is the main thing. That is the main thing that you have to look. If you will be choosing good institutions, there will be some institutions. Let's just go to, yeah, you can see Algoma University in Brampton does provide some of the programs, many of the programs maybe, which offers you a work permit. So carefully choose your institution. First thing, you have to get an acceptance letter from these institutions. You can search, or you can just type in the name of your university. Let's say University of Alberta, maybe, or University of Waterloo. As you can see, these all universities provide a post-graduation work permit. So we'll go back to our link, and we'll see what are the other requirements. You get an acceptance letter from an university, and have your passport, and there you go. Just apply. Generally, when you apply to a study permit before you come to Canada, and you will get your study permit after getting an offer letter. That's it. And it's very easy. You can do everything on your own. Don't need to pay $250 or $500 to an agent. And if you like to get a simplified process, just click on this link, which is very easy. The second link is get a study permit. And get a study permit, I think we are here again. Let's just find out what you need to do, what you need to study in Canada. These are your eligibility requirements. Stop studying if you no longer meet the requirements, and leave Canada when your work permit expires, when your permit expires. Depending on your case, there may be conditions of your study permit, such as the level of studies you need to attend, and are you allowed to work in Canada. So that's the most important thing, if you're allowed to work in Canada or not. You have to work on your academic hours. I think if you get more than 6.5 bands in each, you will be able to work. You'll be able to get a work permit in Canada. And how long can you stay? I've just told you that you can stay as long as your study permit requires. A study permit, the length of the study permit is equals to your stay plus 90 days will be given to you if you want to extend your visa. And the third thing is, can you go back home while studying? If you plan to leave Canada during a scheduled break, I think you can. You may need to show proof that you're enrolled into school when you return to Canada. So you need to show some of the proofs while entering back into Canada, that you're still studying in Canada. So that's the thing. So some of the people who doesn't need a permit to study in Canada, most of the foreign nationals need a study permit. The case is below, so you can read some of the exceptions. So there are some of the foreign nationals doesn't need a study permit. Maybe some of the countries like USA, or maybe Singapore, Australia. Anyways, you can, so everything here is like you have to get a study permit. Everything is there on this site. And I was thinking of more simpler way of getting a study permit. Let's just find out. Let's say how to get a study visa for Canada. Let's just say that if it will still let us go on to the same site. The third link I have clicked because it's a genuine link, cic.gc.ca. Apply for a study permit and you can apply online. You can click on this link, and this is a simple GC key process which is actually needed because every visa is an online process, and study visa is also an online process. After you get your acceptance letter from any university, any college, any institution, you have to create this GC key profile. And GC key profile creating is very simple, just as creating your YouTube or creating your Google or creating your Facebook profile. It's very easy. You just have to sign up, click on the sign up link and accept the terms and conditions. You choose your name, just like location, the school, let's say Canada maybe, and then you just accept your password or something which is easier for you to remember and which can comply with the conditions as well. Let's say you can't have a simple password, so you can actually so you have to just fill in your informations here. Let's try a different. I think I'm missing one of these. It does not contain 3 consecutive characters from username. Alright, so let's say go with this one. I'm just trying to show you that creating a GC key is very simple and it doesn't need anything else. You just submit your recovery questions, your date of birth, your memory of the person. After submitting, you'll be taken back to another set of 5 set of questions, I think, which you can create on your own, and your GC profile is ready. So when your GC profile is ready, you can just go and log in. Just like I have my GC key profile with me, and I'm trying to log in here. I think yeah, this is my GC key profile, and I am logging in to this GC key profile after so long, so I have to remember my passwords. Anyway, so this is how a GC key profile would look like, and it's like your favorite person. These are the answers that you will fill while signing up. So this is my account, actually. This is my account, and you can see that here are some of the links, express entries for those who want to apply for a permanent resident visa and visitor visa, study or work permit. You will click on here, and this process is very simple. It will guide you if you have any of the reference code to continue this sort of visa, study or work or visit visa. So this video can be a bit long, so you have to bear with me because to explain everything step by step. So let's say if you have your your personal reference code, which is like, if you don't have, because if you're first time creating this profile, so you have to determine your eligibility and apply online. So when you will click on this link, visit visa, so it will ask you many questions. It's like a 10 to 15 minutes process, like what would you like to do in Canada for study, how long you're planning to stay in Canada, temporarily more than 6 months maybe, and while studying in Canada you should choose this one. Which country issued your passport? In my case it's India. What is your country of residence? India. If you're right now staying in Canada, so you should say Canada, but let's say you're staying in India. And do you have a family member who's a Canadian citizen, or let's say you have no connection there, you just choose your date of birth and some other information like whatever you want to fill out, like blah blah blah. So I'm choosing any random number here. And are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States? No, in my case. So yeah, you have to do some of the steps, and finally you would be required to have you been accepted to a designated learning institution. So here, if you have accepted, if you have an acceptance letter, so you can create your own, you can go through the study permit process, sorry, on your own. This is the process which will guide you how to go for the study permit process. This is a process for study permit, and it's very simple. Just go through this process again and again. So I'm not going to fill this information, but the first step is getting an acceptance letter. Second step is creating a GC key profile, and third step is completing all this simple information. Obviously I think you have to upload your acceptance letter here after you create your GC key profile. So this GC key profile is actually needed in many cases, like if you're applying for a permanent visa, if you're applying for a study permit or a visit visa or a work permit. So this profile is needed, so you can do everything on your own, don't need to go to any consultant or agent. Okay, so that's it, guys. I think this is a very simple video which explain how do you get a study work permit. Again, I'm just summarizing the process. This is a very simple process. Apply for a study permit, or what you need to study in Canada, find out what to do after you apply, preparing for your arrival, or anything else, or creating your own account, which I've just shown you. Get a study permit, and it's very easy. You click on the link, find out if you're eligible to apply. Second thing is you click on how to apply. You will need two documents: an acceptance letter from any university, college which has its DLI number. DLI means designated learning institution. You need to have a travel document or a valid passport. So also valid passport would be enough for you, and you can find out which of the documents you need before applying for a study permit. You can just click on that and you can find out. Let's just click on that and maybe find out if you need any other documents or not. Yeah, proof of acceptance is the proof of identity, any of the identity cards, I think. Proof of identities like passport can be there, a valid passport can be a proof of identity, two passport size photographs, and proof of financial support. It's very important, like you must have this much of money. If you're the student, you need to have $10,000 in your account. Amount of funds required per year for his tuition fees, amount of funds required per month. So I mean, you should show this amount in your account, and additional amount. This is the additional amount rather than your tuition fees, and so that you can show to the CICs, you can show to the government officials that you really are serious about your study and you can afford your study. So there's an example being shown. So just like, so yeah, studying in Canada is a bit expensive, but still, you know, if you're dreaming about Canada, if you're dreaming about like studying in Canada, then getting a work permit, and then getting like a PR finally, and Canadian citizenship. So this is a process, you have to be patient for that. Anyways, so sometimes you can create your own letter of explanation explaining your situation, why you would not be able to show your experience and why you are opting for a certain course. And yeah, there may be situations, so you can use your letter of explanation explaining your situation. Very simple. And we will close this link, and any other things like you can apply, how to apply. I've shown you how to apply for a study permit, and let's see, find out what to do after you apply. You can check your status, and checking your status is very simple. Just go to your GCK profile, log into that information, and keep checking your study permit application. So you can also check the processing time of study permit. I have seen a link where you will be you will be shown that in how many days you will have your study permit. Study permit processing time. If you click on the first link, you will get to know. And let's say you're applying for visiting, studying, and you will select here study permit, and you will just choose your country and get the processing time. Here you go, only 4 weeks, only 4 weeks of time, and trust me, you can be in Canada in only 4 weeks on a study permit, obviously. So that's it for the video, and if you like to ask any questions, subscribe, like my video, and subscribe the channel, tap on the ring button, thumbs up to the video, share it as much as possible. Do everything on your own. Do not, I repeat, do not go to this consultant. It's very easy. It's if you have an internet connection, and if you have a Google, just say anything. I mean, just say anything which will help you get your fundamentals clear about anything at all, and about Canada, about going to Canada. Just like I have written this thing, how to immigrate to Canada without paying. So you will have my first video in the link, and I'm in Ontario, I'm in Canada, and this is the link to my first video here. You'll be directly taken to the video, and all your doubts will be cleared. So I mean, doing everything on your own is a good practice. Anyways, take care, and see you next time. Please subscribe to the channel, and share as much as you can. Well, sharing is like, sharing information is very helpful to other people, to your friends and family. So take care, guys. Have a good time, and good luck.